Hey everybody, it's time for mail call. Hey Sergeant Soldier, hey, nice little mail call came in from my friend Angelo over at Gijoeat, master diorama builder for sure. You know, hold on a second, Mr. Hands, give me a hand, but we got. Oh yeah, it's it's. Thank you, computer. This is a nice duck, Doc. I believe we got ourselves a Doc Duck from my friend that helped me out with a crutch, or a more specifically a cane. Doc Aaron McGowan. And his persona here is presenting a duck, and I swear to God, I want to somehow make that a thing. And but I got a mail call in, and I got an extension of a mail call. As you notice, I am wearing the auction that I won from Jeff, the OOAK, along with my red shoes. And oh, look at that! I got myself a 1/6 scale game of Scrabble. That is definitely going to end up in a little photo thing that I do around here. But also wearing part of the OOAK uniform is the Nacogdoches Cigar Company, which we have, I sold one of my figures over there, one of the big ones. And but this is what came in a really kind of good condition. One cracked knee, but he's wearing some 21st century World War II Ranger pants, like D-Day Ranger pants. And but the OOAK top, I may go ahead and do it top and bottom as well, because I have to tuck no matter what I do on those low boots with the pants that I've tried so far. But they are in the box back behind him. He is sporting the same gold Leopold rifle scope, and I guess that's like a Winchester to scale, but I'm sure that's a dummy knockoff. It's got a rubber two-prong setup for the sling, instead of like the what actually came with him, which was this really cool vintage, or at least came from somewhere, brown stock and foregrip M16, which I've never had. Came with that. Looks like a like a Marine dress rifle sling. I'm sure I'll replace that at some point to black. And oh, this came in also from Angelo, which is something I requested, because I like to get a custom block from everybody. But I got a Burt Reynolds. I got a Burt Reynolds G.I. Joe on a vintage head that I got from the eBay lot, that Big Ten score that I got. And he made a Burt Reynolds for me from Smokey and the Bandit. And I've been saving that brown hat. I may go for the lighter tan, because I am going to get him a red dress shirt, put him on a Cotswold action hand body, and get him some blue jeans and a big turkey platter belt buckle belt. And I'm going to try to find some cowboy boots in 1/6 scale for Joe in brown, because he wore those. And maybe someday, if I'm lucky, so I can find somebody that's got a Firebird, or Trans Am that I can transform into a Firebird in 1/6 scale to go with him. That would be cool. But to have a Burt Reynolds to kind of come on and just I thought my bad they were making Burt Reynolds movies laugh about my dad growing up. He was so into adventure and doing spectacular stuff. Anyway, but thank you, Angelo at Gijoeat, for setting that up for me. That made the mail call right there. I also got some. He flocked a one of the Chinese buys that I got of an Action Man head. It was coming out to like $5 each. It's a pretty good deal, like or 5.50, something like that. But Angelo sent me both the 1/6 scale Scrabble and the Burt Reynolds uh, head flock. Um, just show that maybe with I can. He doesn't like to take his hat off either. But this one isn't bald, and he's not wearing a toupee. This is like right before he started doing that. He made these movies where you could still see his hairline before it started going on him. And he had to start wearing a toupee, and it looked ridiculous until it just didn't. It was just Burt Reynolds. But I love the young, vibrant G.I. Joe 70s version of a Burt Reynolds with, you know, stylized, curls, I guess, but that perfect mustache. Thank you so much, Angelo. This is such a beautiful job. That is going to be top tier up here on the stage with me a lot. Maybe with a guitar or something like that. But Angelo also sent me 3 different bodies. This is an Action Man head that I've carved the cone out of the bottom to fit onto a pretty cool screw or threaded. That's the word. The threaded thing that, if you were to glue that in, maybe, I don't know how I'm going to fix this gap right here without completely cutting out or coring out that head. I may have to, because it's just a little bit tall. This is a really tight body. It's got, I guess Angelo sent me, we traded some classic collection and some World Peacekeeper and other bodies, and he sent me back some really cool highly articulated bodies in various condition. This one has almost classic collection size feet. That's what I thought they were at first. It looked like it, but it has some features of G.I. Joe and some features of highly articulated is what I'm getting at. And then a third one, which is a much paler body, which I've already tried putting the aforementioned flocked head I just showed, that you can see the ring that got cut out of it. And I used this almost like a tool because it popped on, but it looked like a giraffe neck. And this one is a little bit looser, little cord out on the wrists, but it also has the big feet. But yeah, so this is gonna work. I'm gonna make this work. This Chinese bought head, I'm going to mount on that neck using that threaded piece that looks like glued in or somehow, but this is a great find. I am gonna maybe use one of Cotswold's robotic arms or bionic arms that are 3D printed. The hands, like a left hand on one of those, any color, to peg into that, because and I can bore that until it will fit in and pop in and maybe glue and then twist and turn on its own axis as 3D printed, or do it myself. I don't know. There is a background where my 3D printer going. I'm making crates very similar to this, filled with tubes, filled with black tubes, like cardboard tubes in scale, with 60 millimeter mortars in them, M49A2 60 millimeter mortars, and on a hilltop with in Vietnam. And I am very excited about that. I'm getting closer and closer to having an adequate cast off pile of already fired boxes and stuff like that. That's going to be, or in tubes everywhere in a pile, a few feet back, as part of the diorama that I'm putting together. And I'm going to make a big whale bite at Cotswold at the end of the month for sure. But that's been a mail call. I've had a good one, man. The Burt Reynolds had truly star of the show here. He's gonna sit next to me. I guess he'd be my father's avatar, if anything. To be honest, that'd be funny. That if I ever were to sit down with my dad and do some kind of, hey, old man, tell me about when going to the movie cost a nickel or something. I definitely have Burt Reynolds in his place. I had one made by Flock Concepts years ago, but it went to a nephew of mine dressed in NASCAR zip up, like kind of Cannonball Run kind of thing, where it's more, pop collar, and he's definitely wearing a toupee by then. Making those 80s movies, just having fun with his friends. And so I grew up on all kinds of Burt Reynolds stuff from the, early days of his movie career to, the 80s and kind of the 90s, disappointingly. But then he aged like wine, and 20 years later, he was cool again. So it was good to see him go out the way he did. And I just, that this mail call, I don't know why it's hit me so personally. That's why I'm glad to have Doc here with his duck. And swear to God, that's going to be a thing, man. That's going to be like somehow I've made that manifest into this world, and I'm going to make that a thing. I don't know how, but the Doc Duck is definitely, that's a good idea, man. That's because he came to me with that comfort that we get from our docs. So much love, Doc. Just it's like this weird thing that just came to me in a dream. I have it on hand in 1/6 scale, and here he is striking his most dramatic "what do you need" mode of any good doc from the Army, that we really put them in our hearts. So just an all around cool mail call with the Burt Reynolds, and the update on the mail call from Nacogdoches Cigar Company. So been a good update. Talk to you later.